What's up, guys? Welcome back to Relationship Talk Unfiltered podcast with Prophet Eneh. I am super excited to have you guys tuning back in to listen to what I have to say. It's not like I know it all, but I'm always out here trying to give the best knowledge that I can to help you build an intentional relationship and enjoy your marriage in the long run. So last week we talked about how to build and rebuild trust in relationships. So if you have not checked out that video, I'll encourage you to check out that video because it will help you build trust. Because like I said in the video, trust is one important thing that every relationship must have. A relationship that doesn't have trust is as good as dead. So I'll encourage you to go back and check out that podcast. Then I'll also encourage you to subscribe to my channel, to hit the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. If you're actually listening on a podcast platform, do well to subscribe, and I believe that you will not regret being a part of this family and doing this journey with me. Like I said, this is Relationship Talk Unfiltered podcast, where I keep it 100% with you guys. So today we have a very interesting topic. This is one subject that a lot of people do ask me about, and it's a public topic out there. Yeah, many people talk about it, but then can you guess? So today I believe that we are talking about age gap in relationship. Does age really matter in relationship or marriage? Does it? Maybe tell me what you think on the comments. Tell me what you think if you are watching on YouTube on the comments. Anywhere you're watching, just tell me what you think about it if you have the option to comment. So tell me what you think about it. Does age matter in a relationship or marriage? I would like to approach this topic from different angles because, yes, as much as I'm one of those that believe that it doesn't really matter, at the same time, I believe it matters. Because there are so many things that are tied to this age discussion. It's always easy for people to say, oh, it doesn't matter or it matters. But then we sometimes ignore the things that determines if it matters or if it will not matter. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that for some people, it will matter. And for some other people, it won't matter. And I'll break it down for us in such a way that we'll really understand what I mean by this. So when it comes to age, or when it comes to talking about should a man be older than the woman or should the woman be older than the man or should they be of equal age, I checked the Bible and there is nowhere in the Bible where it talked about how old a man should be and how old the woman should be. Some people even go to the extent of arguing that Adam came before Eve, therefore the man must be old and blah blah blah. Let me tell you, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't have any substance to it. Yes, we know that probably Adam came first, Eve came later, but nobody actually knew how long it took before the coming happened, because the Bible said in Genesis that God made man and woman in his image. So it technically could mean that he made them the same time. It could technically mean that this thing was happening in a day. It could be in a week. So if you try to calculate it from that aspect, we will discover that, well, Adam and Eve probably might be age mates. They might be age mates if you calculate by year, because God didn't make Adam in January and make Eve the next year, which is technically going to be a year after. No, God made Adam, he made all of them in 7 days. Like he created everything in 7 days. This means he actually made man and woman on the same day as the Bible recorded. So probably they are age mates. So, but what would start making it look like the man must be older? He must be 5 years older than the woman must be 3 years younger than the man. Then it doesn't really make much sense to me. So it's boils down to different things that I will talk about in this video. So I've checked it in the Bible. Like I said, I don't see any evidence. But then you also look at it culturally too. Like there are different people with different culture. They believe different things or how things should be done and all those stuff. So probably from them, they might be operating from their own cultural perspective. I don't know about people's culture, but I don't think there's anywhere in my own culture that has to do with the man being older than the woman. I don't know. I have never heard about it. It's mainly just societal norm, like, oh, that's what it is. The man, because of the fact that the man becomes the head of the home. I think that's where this thing is coming from. The fact that the man is the head of the home. So it is believed that the man should be older. But then let's think about it this way. Is the president of every country the oldest in the country? No. I think the Prime Minister of England is around 40 something or something like that. Is it Prime Minister? What did they call them again? And there are different people. Like there's no country in this world that the oldest person is the president. Let's just put it that way. There are some presidents that have young people. There are presidents that have old people. But then they are not the oldest. But these people who are in this leadership position, leading these people, they are leading both the younger ones and the older ones. They are the president, they are the governors. In organization, we have young boys who are managers, and they are leading the old women or old men in that industry. So leadership is not about age. That's one thing we'll have to come in terms with. Leadership is not about age. The only problem when it comes to marriage is that sometimes there's something people take away. I guess maybe it's because of the familiarity that comes into marriage, because of the oneness, because of the openness, that kind of stuff. Like there is no law or official law that says you must obey. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when it comes in an organization, you know who owns the organization, you know who is the leader. Even if it's not the person that owns it, maybe the CEO, maybe the managing director or whatever that got promoted to a particular level, everybody that is within their team obeys them. They follow their instruction and everything. But then it seems like when they come into marriage, it seems like people start feeling like somehow like I'm elderly, I'm this, you can't tell me what to do in this marriage. I really can't place my hand in what exactly it is that makes people behave that way. They will come out, respect people who are younger than them, in a higher position than them. But when they get home, they throw away the respect because they are older or something like that. And this is surprising to me, and I can't figure it out. But then if you know what it probably is, you can tell me what it is. I'll be willing to learn from you if you know what exactly is wrong with that. So, but then, like I was saying, if you check it, you see that this organization or these people, they are leaders and people obey them. But then why in marriage it's different? Why is it different? So when you look at this, it shows you that anybody can be the leader, anybody. So going back to the part of the Bible saying that the man is the head, the man being the head doesn't necessarily mean that the man must be older than the woman. And there is nowhere in the Bible, because this is a biblical based platform, so we are going to be touching the Bible a lot. So there's nowhere in the Bible that it states that if a man gets married to a woman that is older than him, that the man will go to hell or the woman will go to hell. No, nothing like that will happen. You understand what I'm saying? So the Bible didn't really focus on or throw more light on when it comes to this age. What the Bible is more focused on is the role that the man has to fulfill. No matter his age, no matter where he's coming from or whatever, there is a role for the head of the home. There's a role for the helpmate of the home. That's what, because the Bible understands that this age thing, it's not it. You can be very, very old and still be very stupid. See, sometimes we need to be realistic. There are people who are 35, but if you talk to them, you feel like you're talking to somebody who is just 18. Like they don't make sense. Even when they try to make sense, they start sounding stupid. So there are people who are actually now 18, but when you talk to them, you feel like you're talking to one 45 years old man or one 45 years old woman. So age can be a number to some extent. It can matter to some extent. It might not matter to other extent. So that's why I'm not so focused on the age. Even when it comes to choosing, like I'm not so. For me, it's not like it's on the top of my list on what I must find. No. It could be important to some people, like I said, but then it's not like a priority. What should even be a priority to you as a person is, am I ending up with somebody I truly love, somebody I understand, I respect, and all those stuff? But for some people, like I said earlier, it might matter. And for those people that feel it matters are people, I will give you different versions of this, because especially for ladies, they believe that age matters for them because they want a man who is older than them that they can respect. So these people have this mindset or this notion that if they are older than a man, they won't be able to respect that man. But I want to speak to this person that feels this way, that the problem is not the man's age. The problem is that you don't understand respect. If you really truly understand respect, you will know that age doesn't determine if you should respect somebody or not. Everybody deserves a level of respect. So if you think that you can ride or you can abuse or do anything you want because the man is younger than you want to come into the marriage and control him. It's not the man's age that is the problem. It's your inability to be a respectful person. It's you, not the other person. So I really want you to get this, because that's one people that say it matters to them. That's what they think about. Even men that say it matters to them is because they are scared. They are scared of having a woman come into their life and then the woman tries to call the shots. And we have seen this thing. It's not like I understand the fear. I understand the fear. I'm not trying to say that your fear is not right or is wrong or whatever, but I understand the fear because we have seen it over the years where women even come online seeking advice and they're like their husband doesn't listen to them. That she's telling him to do this, do that, and when you start probing to find out the whole thing, you discover that, well, probably maybe she is older than the man, and then maybe she makes more money than the man, and that's makes her feel like, oh, she's now the head of the home. She's now the one that's supposed to rule the home. So she's now commanding the husband instead of trying to negotiate like husband and wife should do on a normal basis, even if the man is older. No, she doesn't feel that way because she sees the guy as a small boy. She sees the guy as a little man. So she probably doesn't want to respect. And we see this thing, and that's why most men are scared. But then, like I said, it boils down to you as a person. Are you respectful? Are you a respectful person, or are you just somebody who respects people that are older than them? Because there's some people like that. They only dish out respect to people that are older than them. If you're not older than them, you don't deserve respect from them. That's their law. So no, but it doesn't make sense. Then the other side of this is that age could matter when it comes to the point of the gap. So for example, if you are 25 and you want to get married to somebody who's 20, 29, 30, it's fine. No matter the difference, it's okay. It's fine. But if you are, for example, you are 25 and you want to marry somebody who's like 40, let's leave it in the category of the man being older for now. If you want to marry somebody who's like a man who's like 40 and you're 25, the age difference is so much. It's like 15 years. And there's this thing they call generational gap. Follow me. Generational gap is like 10 years gap, something like that. People who fall within a 10-year gap, they sometimes think differently. They see life differently. Somebody who is 40 sees life differently from somebody who is 25. Somebody who is 50 sees life different from somebody who is 30. The person who is older have seen some aspect of life that is coming up probably might have not seen. I know I'm not making generalization, but this is what it is majorly. So, and if you allow yourself get involved with these persons, you probably experience this thing, like something that might be funny to you might not be funny to them. They might see it as being insulting. So that's where it somehow matters, because if it's possible, you can actually have somebody who is 40 and you're 25 and you will have a happy marriage. I'm not saying that the marriage will fail. What I'm trying to say is that you have to learn how to bridge that gap. You have to learn how to understand that both of you, it requires both of you. Know that both of you are from different age gap, from different generation. So people have to find a middle point or a middle ground to help you to actually work it out better. But then it's not the case for a lot of people, because by the time they experience that gap, the man is talking, he's trying to be serious, plan future, rest, take care of his family. The guy is thinking about vacation, something like that. And it also happens in the other part of women being older, like I already said earlier, where she starts treating the boy or the guy or the man as his son instead of his husband. She's now treating him as his son. You get what I'm saying? So that magnitude of age gap could come into question. Is he encouraged to go into that kind of relationship or marriage? So I think that's one area that it matters. Then the other area that I think it also matters is when it becomes imbalance, where it goes to the other extreme. That's somebody who is much younger, like 18, 17, and somebody who is 65. 70, like all those kind of what they call it again, those kind of marriages that adults go to marry kids and all those stuff. No, age is no longer a number there. It's actually not advisable. It might not be a crime in some culture, it might be okay for some culture, it might be okay for some people, but then we know that it's not really encouraging, it's not really nice, it's not really something that we should promote, because it's makes it look like the girl, when by the time they are turning 25, 30, and they are now discovering life, they are living the time they would have used to like do something with their life, discover themselves to be taking care of an old man or old woman or something like that. So those extremes are not encouraged. They matter in those extreme, and in those generational gap they matter. But then if it comes to the point of being age mates, 1 year older, the woman is 1 year older, the man is 1 year older, or they are age mates, or the age gap is not really that much. To me, this is my opinion, I feel it's not really a big deal. So this is me saying that getting married to a woman who is maybe 2 years, 3 years older than you or stuff like that, it's not really a big deal. It all boils down to, is this lady respectful? Does she understand that she will have to submit to you regardless of the age? Does she understand that she is the helpmate in the home and you are the head of the home? Does you as a man understand your role as a leader in leading in that relationship or in that marriage? So this is the more important conversations you need to have. You need to be clear that this person understands headship and followership in marriage. You need to understand that this person understands, and you need to be sure that this person understands teamwork, partnership, and not tyranny. So age is very, very important. It matters for some people, it doesn't matter for the other people. But then if you know whichever category you fall into, I will encourage you to ensure you have a concrete foundation. There's a concrete discussion about it, because it will help you so much to avoid situation like I already described earlier in this video. So I would like to say this before I round up this topic, that if you know you are a lady and you know you cannot submit to a man who you are older than, please avoid that man. Don't give in. Yeah, go and take care of your respect issue first of all, or your inability to submit to a younger person. Go and deal with that. Or even if you don't want to deal with that, go and look for somebody that you feel like you can submit to. But then don't get yourself involved with somebody that you are older than as a lady and you know you cannot submit to them. It will end in frustration in that relationship or in that marriage. And this also goes to men too. If you know you cannot lead a woman who is older than you, please don't accept to go into a relationship or get married to her. Sometimes we see all these things and we ignore them. We ignore them because we think, well, what can I do? I need to get married. I need this and that. You just rush in. And by the time you rush into this relationship or rush into this marriage and start seeing the difficult part of it, you rush out. So take your time and watch this thing. Ask yourself, am I respectful? Can I allow this man lead me? Can I be a submissive wife? Can I be a good leader? These things are more important than your age. If you have mutual understanding, mutual respect between yourself, it won't be a problem. If you understand teamwork between couples, it won't be a problem. Age won't be a problem, because I think another problem is men who are older than their wives. They want the lady to be addressing them as sir. Yeah, it might work for some people, but then you need to know who you are dating. If this lady is willing to address you with that title or greet you morning sir and all those stuff, I know some men want that, while some women want a man who they can just play with and all those stuff. So please talk about it. Understand, because like I said, there are more things that are in depth in these things that you don't just ignore. It's not just about the age, it's not about the number, it's about the things that come with this number and the indifference that people exhibit when it comes to how old people are to them. So I'll encourage you to think about it. If you find yourself falling in love with somebody who is older, especially like older as per the lady is older than the guy, please talk about it and go ahead if people are okay with it. It's not a sin, it's not a crime. You can be with an older lady, you can be with a younger man, you can be with somebody of the same age, anyhow you want it, as long as both of you have this understanding, both of you have this love for each other, both of you know your roles as described in the Bible. You have decided to honor the man as the head, and the man has decided to honor you as his wife, as his helpmate. Once both of you have reached this census or this consensus, it's fine, you can do it. Understanding is more important. Loving yourself is more important. Being kind, being vulnerable, being patient. These things are more important than age. Age should be one of the last things you should even be considering when it comes to choosing a life partner. As long as you have met somebody that you can work with, as long as you have met somebody that you can do life with, you can do it together, you can be happy together, you can enjoy each other's company together. There is no insult and whatever. If you can do those things together, then it shouldn't be a problem. But if you know you can't, it is probably a problem, then don't. I hope this video has blessed you and has given you a more in-depth about when it comes to age issues in relationship and marriage. I hope it has brought some clarity to you on what to do, what not to do, and how to evaluate this whole age situation when it comes to relationship and marriage. So if you did enjoy this video, I will encourage you to please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, on other podcast platform, audio platforms. Please do well to subscribe, rate this video, rate the channel, and I pray that God bless you as you do this in Jesus' name. See you guys in the next video. Bye.